Greetings. So, I wanted to make a video on why Barberton, Ohio, for real estate investing. Now, there is a longer answer and a shorter answer. The simple or shorter answer is that, well, that's where the turnkey provider I've been working with has inventory. Okay, now they have inventory all over the place. It's rent to retirement. You can go to their website. I have it below in the comments. But that's kind of the simple answer. The maybe longer answer or mid answer would be that it's it's a it's a good market for cash flow. It's got a pretty good yield from what I can tell. At least I'm above average on all of the analysis that I've done. It is the longest or the area that rent to retirement's been in the longest. So they have the longest relationships with the property managers and the flipper and all that other type of stuff, right? So, and the guy that owns it that flips these properties, he has been really good. So, great communication. He's always on top of things, getting me the information that I need. So that's that's a part of it. I wanna go to the map now though and show you that in Barberton, um, you know, probably most people don't know where it is. So I'm gonna zoom out a little bit to show you. It is you see Akron is to the northeast, and then you have Canton down here. That's where the Pro Football Hall of Fame is, down to the southeast. So you're you're close to these, you got an airport right here, things like that, but you're close to these maybe these metro areas, but you're not really a metro area. So if we zoom down, this is the street, Wunderlich. It seems German. Don't know what it means in German though. But if we go down to street view here and we look around, so the house is this one right here. This is a pre-remodel. Um, so this used to be a duplex. I wish it still was a duplex, but it's not. It used to be a duplex. Um, but what they did was they filled in this door. They got rid of this door, and then it's actually they said it was 5 bedrooms, but on the appraisal, I'm showing 4 bedrooms with like a den and a sitting area in the attic area up here. Um, that's going to be something that I might change in the future. So if it is 4 bedrooms and then there's this sitting room or whatever up here, I might change that into a fifth bedroom. We'll see. I wouldn't mind trying to change it back into a duplex, but I don't know how much that would cost, and if that would be an issue. You can see though, pretty tight together these houses. Thankfully though, do have a driveway, and we have some of this stuff in the front. So I was actually kind of thinking about maybe putting a few things here in the front as well. Let's see. But one of the things I wanted to show real quick that I thought was interesting. I don't know if this is good or bad. To me personally, I think it's good, but I can see how it could get very busy over here. You see this huge parking lot, right? So I feel like when I first saw that, I was like, ooh, yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't know if I want to be living close to it. And come to find out, it's a farmer's market. So, and I don't know if it has anything to do. I don't know if that's a. I think that's a church right there. I don't know if it has anything to do with that. But there's a farmer's market here. Now I don't know if it's seasonal. I'm assuming it probably is seasonal. But this parking lot is for that, and I thought that was kind of a neat thing. If somebody is living there, they can literally walk across the street and go to the farmer's market. And then I found that there was, the area just looks pretty nice. I've done a lot of driving through Google Maps, through Google Street View, and just try to look at the neighborhood a little bit and see all the things that I could find that might be kind of cool. One of the other things I found was this Y. So they got a, is it a YMCA, YWCA, probably a YMCA. But I thought this was pretty neat because one of the things that Dion says from Dion Talk is that, if something happens with like a bathroom or whatever at the house, you could, instead of like putting them up in a hotel and everything like that, they might want to stay at their house, but then get them a membership here at the Y so that they could take a shower and stuff like that. So I already looked at that to see, what the pricing was. They have like a family plan and everything like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. I mean, it's right there. It's literally probably a 5 minute walk and maybe like a 2 minute drive. So really cool to have that very close. Okay, so let's come back out and take a look at a couple things that I thought were also good with this area, and specifically kind of like where I'm at. But there's, I didn't know what this was at first, but this is a grocery store. So I was pretty happy to see how close the grocery store was. Some sort of like a strip mall here, and this park as well is very close. I thought that was pretty neat. I imagine they do, and that's the other thing. I don't know this area perfectly, being that it's a turnkey provider. I kind of relied on them for some things, and I didn't do as much analysis as I did in Memphis. I feel like I know Memphis pretty good, a lot better than I know, the Akron or the Barberton area. But these are things I'm going to be looking into a little bit more, just to see, what is this? I just noticed they got a Veterans Memorial there. That's cool. And you just can kind of see, this is the sort of downtown, I guess you could say, but it's a cool little downtown. It's like one of those old style kind of like northeast towns that are just really really kind of neat to to walk down and to take a look at, what are the shops that are on the strips and stuff. Another thing too, right next to a hospital. Okay, so very close to the hospital. Even got another supermarket down here, another grocery store, Giant Eagle. So I have heard of that one. So very close to several things. Let's see. This is okay, middle school, but you get the idea. Kind of a typical. I would say a typical small town, 25,000 people. There is a little bit of growth. There's a couple companies that are coming in or have come in already, so some job growth there. And I when I compare this to Akron, I don't know. I feel like Akron could be fine. I need to do a little bit more research on that, but I feel like if you're going to be going to Akron, there's a different type of individual you're probably going to target as as your as your renter, than it would be in Barberton. Now, if you go to the if I go to these other tabs here, I just want to take a look and show you. So this is to the airport from Barberton, a 19-minute drive. So that's pretty decent. I am interested in Canton a bit because of the Pro Football Hall of Fame and how close it is to this airport. And I just kind of felt like I've heard that there's going to be a lot of growth here at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They're going to make a huge complex. And I thought that maybe having a place over here might work good for a short-term rental. Still, that's just something in the back of my head that I'm gonna let stew for a bit, but it's nothing I'm gonna jump on right away. But it's something I was thinking about. And then here's to the University of Akron. So I don't really suspect college students to live that far away, but if I find out later on that they would go that far out, especially for a larger house, that has more bedrooms, and they'd be willing to pay kind of like by the room, or however I'd work that out. I might consider doing something like that. I mean, 17 minutes isn't that long, but I feel like most college students, they probably want to live a little bit closer, but you never know. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for that. And then you got the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is 25 minutes away. And to me, I don't know that anybody, if they're coming to visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame, if they would stay that far away. I feel like they would want to be down in this area. So that's pretty much it with that. The I guess the one thing to talk about would be the numbers. The numbers are pretty good. They're not. I wouldn't say they're like a home run or anything like that, but I am getting the first year property management for free, so that helps with the numbers a little bit. And I'm basing my numbers off of a 7.6% interest rate, but I'm gonna end up getting like probably a 6.12 or something like that, 125 or 1.5. So that's gonna help quite a bit. I've also put the rental estimate at 1275, but that's probably gonna also be higher. Probably gonna be upwards of 1350, maybe even 1400. I've seen several that are 1400, 4 bedrooms. And if this one has 5 bedrooms or 4 bedrooms and a sitting room, den, and all this other stuff, I see that it could be a little bit higher. With the fair market rent, it's currently in 2024, it's 1389 for a 4 bedroom. And that's going to go down actually for 2025. It's going to go to 1380, so it's going to go down $9. But that's up there, 4 bedroom and really close to 1400. So that's something to consider as well. And the the numbers, so the yield was 5.6%, and that's with me using all of those kind of numbers that are not as good, right? 7.6% interest, um, the the 1275 rent. But once I start bumping that up, it gets closer. It gets closer to like the seven or eight, I believe. I don't have that in front of me, so I can't tell for sure. But even at those, oh, I do have the numbers. 8.2% at those different numbers. At just bumping up the rent by $50 and bringing down the the mortgage payment. And I think that mortgage payment's actually going to be even less, so it's probably going to be closer to 9%. But I did end up buying points. I bought three, and it was based off of Dion's recommendation. I'm still a little wary about it, and um, not sure if it's the right move or not, because I just have this feeling like interest rates are going to go down. But I decided to do the 3 points because it was fairly cheap. It was um, not not too much money, so I didn't really think it was that big of a deal. But I guess we'll see. I'll have to make another video later just to tell you, maybe like a year later or something, and if I remember to see if it was good or not. So how about rent to retirement? So they've been pretty good. I think I expected, mostly because they said that this is how it was going to go, but I expected a little bit more hand holding, I guess, like kind of through the process, like, hey, where are you at right now? Like, do you need any help? What's the next step? Just to kind of every so often send you a note. And that didn't really happen. Every so a little bit, but I had to reach out to get information instead of like people kind of walking me through that step. But it's been pretty good. It hasn't been horrible. It's been pretty good, and I've enjoyed it so far, the journey through this whole thing. The one negative that I've had so far, and it might be just like I'm being sensitive, but the property manager has been not great with communication. So, they're okay with like, sending emails back and forth, but it's like pulling teeth sometimes to get certain things like give me the fees, give me the lease. Do where's your lease for pets and no pets and things like that? And it was just stuff that like I felt like they should have sent to me initially, and it never was sent. So kind of had to, you know, reach out and get them, and it was a little tough. Like one person was out on um, paid time off or something on travel, and I didn't receive any information for like 5 days, and I think four of those were business days. And then I finally get an email saying, "Hey, I was out," and it's just like, I mean, that's I obviously I want people to take time off. You got to do your stuff, right? You got to do something. You got to take a break, but put on some sort of a out of office, like saying, "Hey, I'm out for a couple days. Contact this person," or whatever else. Or if it's an email that is like not somebody's name, like investors at wherever, that should be going to multiple people. So just little things like that. Like I said, I don't know if I'm just being sensitive with it because I'm expecting a little bit more, but I am getting it for free for a year. I don't like all of their fees. I think maybe this is common, but like one of the things that I didn't think was exactly right is like the late payments. So if there's a late payment, an additional fee is added to the rent. They get 100%. And I kind of was like, well, you know what? I'm the one that's paying the mortgage. I'm the one that's gonna be out money as I'm paying that mortgage without having rent come in. So it would be nice for me to get like a portion of that. I would think maybe like 25% or 50%. But things like that. Um, we'll see how it goes. I'm I'm pretty confident that it's gonna be okay. I like my numbers. I like the area. I think the house looks pretty good. Haven't seen all of the um, rehab photos as of yet. Hasn't been an inspection, so I suppose there's still a chance I couldn't get this house. But I'm pretty confident. We've gone through a lot of the process, and we're looking forward to it. All right, take care.